I see so many people calling it van life just because they've slapped fairy lights inside a cargo van, tossed in a futon, and drove to a scenic overlook. But here's the truth. If you're not doing these 8 things, you're not living the van life, you're playing dress up. Let's break them down before your dream road trip turns into a roadside meltdown. A 23 survey showed 68% of solo van lifers said another traveler had saved their trip at least once, whether it was a jump start, spare part, or just moral support, and maybe a burrito. Then there's the unspoken golden hour law. Never steal someone's sunset spot. If you see another rig already facing west with a chair out and maybe a wine glass perched on a fold-out table, it's taken. Back away. That's van life etiquette 101. It's like cutting in line at a food truck. Technically possible, morally unforgivable. And finally, the solar humble brag rule. If you paid someone to install your solar setup, cool. But don't act like you rewired the SpaceX control room. But if you crawled around your roof with zip ties, heat shrink, and a voltmeter, you've earned that brag. If you think van life is all sunsets and smoothies, think again. Real van lifers have rituals, daily systems that keep their tiny homes on wheels from turning into chaos on wheels. Take the morning slide out stretch. It's not just a cute yoga move. It's essential. Sleeping hunched in a van means you wake up feeling like a folded lawn chair. Do this. Open the side door, step out, stretch your arms to the sky, breathe in that fresh mountain or Walmart air. Feels better already, right? Now, let's talk parking. The rookies do 12-point turns like they're docking the Titanic. The pros? They spot a level patch, back in clean, engine off in 30 seconds flat. How? Practice. Tip: aim to always park slightly nose up so your gray water drains better. Use leveling blocks if needed, and always check for low branches. Your solar panels will thank you. And here's the real flex. Setting up camp in under 3 minutes. Awning out, chocks down, windows cracked, kettle on, boom. I once met a couple in Arizona who timed each other. Their record, 2 minutes, 10 seconds flat, with a dog and a toddler. That's not camping, that's Formula One pit crew energy. And it turns out, the faster you're set up, the more daylight you've got left to smash that like button, if you haven't done so already. But no, in all seriousness, you have more daylight time to actually live your van life. And since we started with rituals, Instagram shows you the mountain views and matcha lattes. What it doesn't show is you, half naked, standing behind your van, pouring cold water over yourself from a $3 bucket. Welcome to the glamorous world of the bucket shower. Here's the deal. Fill up a 2-3 gallon bucket, mix in a little boiled water if it's chilly, and use a silicone camping scoop or even a reused takeout container. Start with the hair and work down. Fast, efficient, and saves up to 10 gallons of water compared to a full shower. Bonus tip? Add a drop of Dr. Bronner's soap. It's biodegradable, and your armpits will thank you. Now, toilet paper. Always carry 2 types. One soft for comfort, one fast dissolving for your composting or cassette toilet. Why? The soft stuff clogs. The dissolving stuff scratches. Life's about balance, especially when your bathroom is a plastic box under your bed. And laundry? Let's be real. Nobody wants to spend 3 hours at a coin op next to a guy washing a single sock. Try a scrub-a-bag, or even the good old dry bag and soap method. Fill it, shake it, rinse it out, hang clothes to dry on a bungee cord in the sun, and boom! Your van smells like lavender again instead of gym socks and regret. Speaking of gym socks and regret, you know what smells worse? Burning brake pads on a 7% downhill grade because you forgot your 1,000-mile maintenance check. Yeah, welcome to the oh no chapter of van life. This is where dreams go to die, unless you're prepared. Every 1,000 miles, you have to check your oil, coolant, brake fluid, tire pressure, and yes, even that janky fan belt that's been squealing since Nevada. It takes 10 minutes and could save you thousands, literally. A blown head gasket from low coolant? That's a $20,500 mistake. Now, let's talk MacGyver moments. I once met a solo traveler near Joshua Tree who fixed her freshwater pump with a twist tie and duct tape, and it worked for 2 weeks. Not ideal, but in van life, you don't always have time or tools. Carry extra fuses, tape, zip ties, and a multimeter. They'll save your butt when you're 40 miles from cell service. And if you don't know your tire pressure, you're basically gambling your entire home on 4 chunks of rubber. Underinflated tires wear faster, burn more gas, and can literally explode. True story. A guy I know blew his back right tire in Utah and ended up sleeping in a ditch with laundry still drying on the roof. But that's not even the worst part. That comes next. Stealth camping is basically van life hide and seek, but with cops. The goal? Don't look homeless, don't look creepy, and above all, don't look like you live there. That's where the quiet exit strategy comes in. The real ones know. No slamming doors, no flickering lights, no climbing out in your pajamas holding a toothbrush. Set your shoes and keys where you can grab them silently. Open the door like you're sneaking past a sleeping tiger. Start the engine with your lights off, then drive a block before turning them on. Sounds extreme? It's what keeps you from getting that dreaded 2 a.m. flashlight tap on your window. Now, if you want to park on a street with $1 million homes and not raise eyebrows, blend in, clean your van. No dream catchers in the windshield, no back window cardboard curtains that scream, "I live here." A UCLA study found that people judge a vehicle's belonging within 3 seconds, so keep it tidy and neutral. And the golden rule of stealth camping? Rotate spots. Never sleep in the same place twice in a row. Most cities allow 72-hour parking, but a nosy neighbor with a grudge can have you ticketed, or worse, towed. And once your rig's on a flatbed, your adventure quickly becomes a very expensive mistake. Just wait until you hear the story of the guy who got booted in San Francisco while he was still inside. So yeah, imagine getting towed with you still in the van. That'll mess with your head, but honestly, even without drama, van life is a psychological workout. Living in 48 square feet with your soulmate or someone you swiped right on last week means learning patience fast. You can't storm off mid-argument when your bed, kitchen, and bathroom are all touching each other. Experts say the average American has 300 square feet of personal space at home. In a van, you're working with 1/6 of that. So talk it out, make space for silence, and yes, invest in noise-canceling headphones. You'll thank me later. The mental side of van life sneaks up on you. You start the trip chasing freedom, and suddenly you're crying over spilled lentils in a national park. That's where rituals help. 10 minutes of meditation every morning, lo-fi beats in the evening, and the underrated art of just sitting and staring at trees. A 2021 Japanese study showed that forest bathing, aka doing nothing in nature, can drop cortisol levels by up to 16%. That's the secret sauce of van life. Because here's the truth, the road forces you to slow down. And eventually you realize that's not a flaw, it's the whole point. But before you go full Zen monk, wait until you hear what really makes a van lifer legit. It's something no one wants to go through, but everyone eventually does. And after you've memorized every Walmart manager's face within a 300-mile radius, the next step in true van life mastery is turning your entire vehicle into a mobile laundromat. Drying clothes becomes a creative sport. One towel? Easy. But when you've got socks, boxers, 2 shirts, and a damp hoodie, suddenly your side mirror, windshield wipers, and even your backup camera get conscripted into service. Some van lifers swear by stringing up bungee cords inside the van, but if it's sunny out, it's game on. Solar panels? Great for kilowatts and tank tops. One study showed natural sun drying can kill up to 99% of bacteria on fabric and saves energy, obviously. Just make sure your stuff's secured. I once watched a guy's underwear fly off his ladder rack at 60 miles per hour. Wanna guess who got pulled over 2 exits later? But the real question is, what happens when your drying rack gets soaked during a surprise thunderstorm? So after chasing your underwear down the highway during a surprise thunderstorm, the next challenge hits you: power. In van life, you stop thinking in dollars and start thinking in watts. That fancy 200-watt espresso machine? Yeah, that's a full crime against your 200H lithium battery. A small fridge pulls maybe 40-60 watts per hour, but a hairdryer? That's a solar system meltdown waiting to happen. Every device gets judged by one question: can it survive off-grid? Smart van lifers swap out electric kettles for propane stoves and use USB rechargeable everything. And don't get me started on phantom loads, those sneaky devices that drain power even when they're off. A Bluetooth booming speaker left charging overnight could quietly sabotage your whole system. But the real test? Can your setup survive 3 cloudy days in a row without turning you into a feral cave person? You're about to find out. Thanks for watching.